So let's try to tell you all of them. I'm really good at this. Should set up a YouTube channel. Oh, me? Really? Okay. This week's video is all about actors who perform their own stunts. What's up, Warriors? Welcome to Combat Live. Please remember to support us by liking, sharing and subscribing. This week we've got something a little bit different for you. We're going to look into how many actors perform their own stunts. There are a few names on the list that might surprise you. So, let's get started. First up, we have a name we all knew would be on here. It's Jackie Chan. Jackie does all of his own stunts and has plenty of broken bones to prove it. Now he's one of the world's top martial arts film actors. Next, we are going 007 with Mr. Daniel Craig. He managed to knock his own front teeth out while performing a stunt. Like many Bond actors, he is thrown into performing his own stunt work, but Daniel took it a step further and performed even more stunts as the years went on. Romantic comedy only? I don't think so. Our next name is not to be messed with. Performing nearly all of her own stunts in Night and Day, it's Cameron Diaz. She isn't afraid to get in on the action. Are we really surprised that Arnold Schwarzenegger really uses stunt doubles? I don't think so. This professional, well-built bodybuilder insists on doing everything himself. Some of his stunts include wrestling a wolf, falling from a 40-foot tower and jumping off a plane. Now, the one and only Bruce Lee. Bruce is famous for his stunt work and even created his own fighting style. He refused to have stunt doubles and did all the work himself. Check out the story of Bruce Lee and the first time he met his stunt double. It didn't work out so well. Next up is Kristen Stewart. Now this one was a surprise. During the filming of Snow White and the Huntsman, she stated that she really enjoyed doing some of her own stunts, although some of them were a bit uncomfortable to film. English actor and producer Jason Statham actually performed most of his own stunts in the film The Transporter. This included a lot of car chases, dives and fights. He is famous for his leading roles in The Mechanic, The Transporter and Fast and Furious. Next up is our beloved Batman, Christian Bale. He is an expert in martial arts and insists on doing his own stunts. However, Bale lets his stunt doubles do the high falls, drive the Batmobile and operate the Batpod. Pretty cool. It's about time we talked about Mr. Cruise. While filming Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise insisted on doing his own stunts against the studio's wishes. He continued to do this throughout his career, breaking many bones along the way. Known for his role in The Hunger Games, it's Josh Hutcherson. He performed many of his own stunts in these films and has now ventured into directing. Keanu Reeves might actually be John Wick. He practiced and mastered as many martial arts as he could to make his fighting look as realistic as his acting. He went on to film most of his stunts in the John Wick films. The 1960s legend Steve McQueen, also known as the Adrenaline Junkie. He was extremely talented in high-speed motorcycle and car chases, and he never used a stunt double in such scenes. Next up is Harrison Ford, who performed nearly all of his own stunts in the famous series of the Indiana Jones films. He enjoyed doing his stunts so much that his stunt double had to intervene and say he wouldn't get paid unless Harrison stepped aside. Our next actor almost drowned after breaking his tailbone while performing a stunt. Yes, you've got it, it is Burt Reynolds in the 1970s movie Deliverance. But Burt was actually a professional stuntman. Now we have Matt Damon, known as Jason Bourne. Matt took time on training in weapons and combat and even learned how to box. He just couldn't risk failing at his own stunts. Next up is the 74-year-old actor Sylvester Stallone, aka Rocky. Bum, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, Rocky. He is showing no sign of slowing down since he started his career in the 1970s. Although he does use stunt doubles, he also likes to try out the stunts himself, which led to him breaking his neck. Stunt woman and then an actress? It's Zoe Bell. She has worked as a stunt double for many famous films and names, but finally made her acting debut in a film called Death Proof, playing a stuntwoman called Zoe Bell. Next up was a professional acrobat before he started acting. We have Burt Lancaster. So it was no surprise that he was able to swashbuckle with the rest of them in the film The Flame and the Arrow. Next up is the Lord of the Rings star, Viggo Mortensen. He performed his own stunts in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. He also insisted on only using a real steel sword. Next up is an actor who was considered more of a stuntman, He was criticised whenever he brought a film out because people talk more about the stunts than the film itself. Yep, it is Jean-Paul Belmondo. He loved performing his own stunts, and the more he could do, the better. Next, it's time to kick ass with CHLOE Grace Moretz. CHLOE started performing her own stunts at age 11. She was eager to throw herself into all the stunts and has continued to do so throughout her career. Performing some of the most dangerous stunts of his era is Buster Keaton. He even stood in for other actors in his films and performed their stunts too. His most famous stunt is when a building weighing about 2 tons drops down over him. Ooh, crazy. Now we're going to stay in the 1920s with actor, comedian and stunt performer Harold Lloyd. He performed all of his own stunts in the films Safety Last and Feet First, dangling from ledges, clocks and windows. Next up is the jaw-dropping stunts of Douglas Fairbanks, best known for his swashbuckling roles, but also for his daring stunts. During the filming of Robin Hood, there were concerns about filming delays and the expenses of that if Douglas got hurt, so he agreed to have a stunt double. The scene was running up a chain of a rising drawbridge. The crew was so impressed by the stuntman's ability and his resemblance to Douglas. After the scene had wrapped, Douglas confirmed that he performed the scene himself. And last, but by no means least, we have YIFEI, Mulan. She carried out 90% of her own stunts while filming Mulan, from horse riding to sword fights to martial arts and battle scenes. She always made sure she had a stunt performer there, but always wanted to try out the moves herself, and 9 times out of 10, she did them. Woo! So that's it, Warriors. That's this week's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe, and check out what else we do here at Combat Live. And I'll catch you again soon, Warriors.